What's going on, y'all? I've got some really awesome reworks for Cramorant in my ROM hack, but before I get into explaining all of this that you see on your screen, which there is a lot to get into, I want to have a quick disclaimer for any new viewers that this ROM hack is super in-depth, and it reworks all of the moves in the game and reworks every single Pokemon and gives them all really cool new buffs and changes and tools to work with. So if this is your first video of mine, first of all, shout out to you. I appreciate you clicking on the video. And second of all, I recommend you quickly pause the video and give the description a little read. It's got a lot of bullet points that'll explain the overall balancing around the ROM hack and how it's meant to be played, and just overall the reason I change things the way I do. So definitely give all that a look. And then when you're done with the video, you can check out the Google Sheet link down below, as well as all the other links like the playlists and stuff. Don't click off the video now because it'll mess up my watch time. And I would like for my watch time stats to be decent because it helps with the algorithm, and that helps people see my ROM hack and see all the effort I put into stuff, and it just helps spread the word about it. So also, if you want to support me in that regard, make sure you drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good stuff. But yeah, Google Sheet link down below. You can click this link. It'll take you to all of these categories, and you can click these categories or just scroll and read it as you go. It's really up to you. It looks overwhelming at first, but it's actually very intuitive. I put everything into categories, so it's easy to just grasp things based on that. But yeah, Cramorant. So I've got some really cool stuff going on here. So honestly, before this, I never gave a shit about Cramorant. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of disliked him even. But I think after getting to do all this cool reworking stuff, it's a lot more interesting and fun to use. So not only does Gulp Missile now turn into 2 different abilities depending on which Pokemon you're eating. So if you don't know, let me start off by explaining. Well, no, I'm gonna explain the new stuff first, and then I'll explain the basics of how Gulp Missile even works. For some people here might not know how that works, right? But the actual mechanic for Gulp Missile is unchanged. The difference is, I can't change it. I physically can't change how it works. But what I can do is give him new abilities depending on what form he's in, and I can give him 2 base abilities in his base form as well. So, of course, if you're using Unaware or Simple, you don't get to change form and get your Gulp Missile, but those 2 abilities are a lot more situational, especially Unaware. So I'll get into, flavor-wise, those are very fitting. So I know somebody's going to comment, why not give this guy Appetite? Why not give him Appetite? And I agree, on paper, it fits very, very well. Hold on, what am I looking up? Cramorant. I agree on paper, it fits very, very well. I mean, flavor-wise, it's perfect for him, right? However, number one, there is another water flying type in Pelipper that I want to give that ability to, who benefits from it much more because his other abilities, like he has Drizzle to compete with, so he has other really good abilities to compete with. So giving him other really good abilities like Appetite. Also, Appetite makes perfect sense for him as well, given that he's a pelican. He also, has that big throat that he uses to eat things and shove things in his throat. Pause. So, yeah, that's why he doesn't have Appetite. And also, I don't really want his. Simple is kind of in some ways a better version of Appetite in some ways, not in all ways. Like for example, Simple doesn't give you double Citrus Berry. However, it does give you double Key Berry, Moringa Berry. It gives you all the stat boosting berry effects. Same thing, right? It's the same exact effect. So that's really good with Simple. And it works with Engorge as well, so it actually doubles the defense boost from Engorge. So in that way, it's actually better than Appetite. However, the downside is you can't use stuff like Citrus Berry, which is like whatever. So not only Simple is low-key better in the first place, and then also it also fits very well because, if you read these decks, it says it's so strong it can knock out some opponents in a single hit, but it may also forget what it's battling mid-fight. Yeah, so that, I thought there was more, but I guess not. Look at his fucking face, dude. Look at this fucking dweeb, this stupid creature. So yeah, Unaware, Simple, very fitting. He's got, head empty going on. Unaware, very nice ability to switch to situationally. So essentially, in this ROM hack, the AI has a lot of stat boosting options, setup options, even exclusive setup moves that they can use. So being able to ignore those is a lot more useful than it was in like Sweltering Sun, for example. Not that setup never happens in Sweltering. It's just also you get 3 ability slots now, so it's less of like a burned up slot. Having 3 slots allows me to give more things Unaware, which is cool. So Unaware is great. Simple is great for Engorge, Belch, giving you +1 special attack, Agility. I opted not to give them workup specifically because I don't really like the idea of them boosting attack or special attack outside of using Belch. I think Belch is super sick to get special attack boosts, but that's really it, personally. Sorry, I just got a random text. Okay. Yeah, so that's why I gave Cramorant that. Simple's really good. Amnesia as well. Stockpile for earlier in the game, before you get Engorge. Of course, Engorge is... Stockpile is actually better in some regards because you can boost up more, but Engorge obviously is the same thing, but it also eats a berry, which is really nice. And yeah, Engorge plus Speed Berry, or Engorge plus any berry is insane. You get +2 defenses, +1 special attack, or speed, or attack, or even more defense boosts, or heal yourself. So really, tons of fun ways to abuse Engorge, and obviously a very fitting ability and move for this guy to you know, be eating stuff. But now for the fun part. I mean, not that these two aren't fun, but just Gulp Missile was really cool, and the reworks I've given to it are huge, so I probably should have covered that first, but whatever. Cramorant. So also I gave him plus 40 defense just because I think the defenses being equal makes enough sense. I don't actually see him being that tanky, but I don't know. I mean, if his spit F is already 95, if his def can just be 95 too, whatever. I can see this little guy taking hits. Who cares? It's kind of a joke Pokemon anyway, and I don't know. I didn't really see him being that much stronger or faster, so I think, and also the bulk does help a lot for Gulp Missile. So yeah, speaking of, yeah, so essentially, depending on what Pokemon you're eating, you steal the ability from that Pokemon. So Pikachu, one of their 3 abilities is Motor Drive, and then Barraskewda, who's actually going to be the next video, one of their abilities is Hustle. And Hustle, if you don't know, is massively buffed and reworked in this hack in all sorts of ways. And most importantly, I would say it's because in this case, Dive, which is also coincidentally a move that really synergizes with Cramorant's Gulp Missile, gives him an accuracy boost and can't miss. So that's insane. Incredible, incredible move right there. Of course, the downside of lasting for 2 turns is not a big deal in game at all. In competitive, it sucks because they'll just switch out and stuff, but in game, it's a good move. So that's awesome. Dive, very, very fun. Gives you +1 accuracy. You can use other moves. You can also just slap on a wide lens and use strong moves in general. I'll get into the nitty gritty of like the exact implications of Hustle and Gulp Missile mechanics, because it is kind of tricky to actually get Hustle to work because you lose the ability once you spit out the Barraskewda, right? Or the Arrokuda. Pikachu and Motor Drive is a lot easier to abuse, so I'll cover that first. And also, logically, I think that's so cool. Like, initially it was Lightning Rod, but then I ended up changing it to Motor Drive on Pikachu because I think it's better because Pikachu getting a special attack boost versus the speed boost. Obviously, doubles aren't a thing, so don't worry about doubles. It's not a factor in this game, really. So getting a speed boost is better for them because they already are restricted to Light Ball anyway, so they're better off getting a speed boost instead of an offense boost. So, yeah, anyway. Man, Motor Drive is 6, so I kind of envision it like once they eat the Pikachu is like, you know, it works better with Lightning Rod, but it's the same concept. It's like they're drawing in the electric move, right? Like you try to Thunderbolt Cramorant that's eating a Pikachu, the fucking Pikachu's going to absorb the Thunderbolt. So I think that's super, super cool. And then Hustle, logically it's a bit weirder, but I guess you can argue like the Arrokuda is giving them that enthusiasm or that drive to just hit harder and whatever. Not to mention Hustle fits Cramorant in general, given the fact that it says it, you know, it can knock out some opponents in a single hit, and it's also like kind of stupid, whatever. So, and then of course it's just cool because it's taking an ability from each Pokemon. So yeah, the really cool thing you could do with Motor Drive is essentially you can switch in Cramorant, or send off Cramorant Universes, anything with an electric move, which of course they're going to bait the electric move given that they're a water flying type. They always bait the electric move from the AI. What you can do is you can outspeed, so you can either use Quick Claw or Scarf, or just be naturally faster, you know, if you're naturally faster than that Pokemon. Depends on the situation, of course. So any of those 3 things, you click. So the main thing, the main nuance, I guess, with Motor Drive and Gulp Missile is that to summon Pikachu, you have to be below half. And that sounds like it's tricky to get, but it's actually not tricky at all. All you really have to do is just switch around a bunch. You can pivot on resisted attacks over and over and over again, and then get yourself below, or even just one neutral, strong attack, whatever. Get yourself below half. That's all you need to do is just get yourself below half. And then you summon Pikachu, right? So you pivot around a bunch, switch in, that final hit that takes you below half, or the first one, whatever. Summon Pikachu, now Pikachu's in your mouth. Now your ability changes to Motor Drive. Right, so your Gulp Missile activates, you get Pikachu, now you have Motor Drive. Now, the AI is going to essentially click that electric move, and then you, what's it called? You, like, the best way I would say is like, because I'm realizing as I say it out loud that if you switch in a bunch, you're going to be getting Lightning Rod or Motor Drive before they can attack, which is actually not ideal because the AI, once you actually have an immunity ability, they will read it as a 50-50 until it's revealed. So base Cramorant doesn't have Motor Drive, so they're not going to read Motor Drive as far as I know. But once you change form, they'll be like, okay, wait, there's a 50% chance that this thing, or whatever, you know, 1 in 3 chance that this thing has Motor Drive. Point is, it's inconsistent. So they will only use that electric move sometimes, which makes it a lot more risky, a lot harder to pull off. So actually the best way I would say is get yourself just above half, which is still not that hard to do. Again, you can use your resistances or just any neutral attack. You can run the correct EV spread, whatever. You have to cook a little bit, but once you cook, it's worth it because you get yourself to just above that HP range. And then you click Wave Crash or Brave Bird. You take a little bit of recoil. You can also use stuff like Takedown, which is also recoil. So one of those 3 moves. Yeah, one of those 3 moves. I was debating giving Play Rough, but now I kind of want to because it works with the Gulp Missile synergy, but whatever. Maybe I will. UB was telling me to give it play rough anyway. Maybe I will. Yeah, fuck it. I'll give it play rough. Just because I do think it is cool to have more recoil moves, so you can take advantage of that Gold Missile better. So essentially, you knock yourself almost to that range. You click the recoil move to get yourself to that exact range, and then you hold on. I have to quickly just add this move to the TM list in the game files, so I do not forget. Essentially, you knock yourself in range. Because you were not in that form when the turn started, they will see that you are 4 times weak to electric. Click the electric move. But you know, you took recoil, so you changed form. So how that work? Wait. No, you have to get hit first. God fucking damn it. Oh my god. I'm just talking on my ass, man. I don't know, man. Point is, okay, it is a bit risky to use. I'm realizing you have to get hit first anyways to summon the Gold Missile. So no matter what, you're always going to be summoning that 50-50 or 1 in 3 chance for them to use the wrong move. Whatever. Maybe there's a Pokemon with just electric and ground moves, or a Pokemon with just electric and fighting moves. In that case, if they use the fighting move, it's not a big deal, and you can just roost a bunch. I don't know. It's a bit trickier than I thought it was. I kind of didn't realize that until I explained it out loud. But yeah, still really cool because you can ideally bait that electric move, get the speed boost, and then go from there. Right now, you're outspeeding the next Pokemon that comes in. For example, you can 2-hit KO whatever's in front of you. Wait. No, I'm lying. I lied to you all. Oh my god, I should re-record this, but you know what? I'm just gonna leave it in because first of all, it says the text right there. I fucking already explained it. My brain just hurts because I've been recording all goddamn day. Okay, so what I mean to say is, dive and surf is what makes you change form. I don't know why my brain farted there. Getting hit is what makes you spit the Pokemon out. So no, it's actually totally easy to do. All you have to do, yeah, okay, totally. I should re-record, but I'm not gonna, man. Whatever. I'm not going to re-record. I'm not going to. So you have to just click surf, click dive, get yourself to that HP range. Okay, I'm also taking away play rough now. I don't see a reason to get it anymore. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, no, all you have to do is just fucking get yourself below half, which is easy to do, and then click surf or click dive in front of any Pokemon with an electric move. They click the electric move, you get the +1 speed. Ideally, to a KO, you can also outspeed them the next turn. For example, if you run Quick Claw on something that's faster than you get that single-use Quick Claw, outspeed, boom, right? You get that +1 speed, outspeed them the next turn to a KO. Next Pokemon that comes in, you can click super effective Mud Bomber, Sludge Bomb, Takedown, all these cool coverage moves, you know, that you can take advantage of. Click those, kill them the next turn. You can get 2 kills in a row with that Motor Drive. So Motor Drive, incredible stuff on Cramorant. Hustle is actually the one that is a bit harder to use though. So as far as I know, the initial dive, you change forms after you click the attack. So like after dive successfully goes off is when you change form, meaning the first dive is not hustle boosted, unfortunately. I wish it was, but it's not. What that means is though, if you're attacking something that's, for example, you one-shot something with dive, which is pretty realistic, the next Pokemon that comes in, you'll have hustle for it. And you can run like Scarf Dive or, I don't know, some way of boosting your speed. You can use agility into a dive, kill them with dive, or you can, you know, weaken something with one of your other Pokemon, get it into range for dive, then kill them with dive, get that accuracy boost, get hustle. And now, as long as you don't get hit, you keep hustle. So as long as you don't take any damage, you know, don't take any hits, you know, don't take any attacks, you have hustle. So you can just outspeed and then click. You can click and dive, or you can click your other physical moves, which you have plenty of, even strong ones. You know, you got your Brave Bird, your Dueling Beat, your Wave Crash, whatever it may be. So that's really fun. And dive, again, giving you that accuracy boost means that you get that +1 attack boost with literally no drawback once you click dive. So that's all super fun. You've also got stuff like Aqua Jet, Gust, and Water Gun. And not to mention, you still have the additional effect of Gold Missile, right? Which is, you know, what Gold Missile actually does, which is you take damage, they take 25%, and they get either a defense drop or a paralyzing. Paralyzing is incredible in the competitive sense, but in-game, it's a lot. I would really say the only use for it is because yeah, you could try to flinch something down with Dual Wing Beat, Cheese, Air Slash, Cheese. Speaking of, they don't even have Air Slash by accident. Oops. How did I miss that? That's kind of wild. Yeah, no, they need Air Slash. Let me just toss that on somewhere. That could be the same level as Joe Peck because it's the same exact power and crit rate. Hold on, I have to add that as well. Man, I really should just re-record this, but whatever. I'm not gonna. I don't want to. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. I keep getting. I didn't put it there, right? Yeah, no Air Slash. So, okay. Point is, you could try to flinch some shit down with para flinch, I guess, but nah, man, that's not consistent at all for a Nuzlocke context, which is what the game balanced around. So the main use of it is just outspeeding it the next turn. So you can run like a pure bulk Cramorant get the Pikachu, hit them for that 25% chip, get the paralysis, then you outspeed next turn and finish them off after the chip from the Gold Missile. So that's pretty good. The defense drop is honestly better in an in-game context though. Not only does it synergize very well with Hustle, you can use like Dive into Aqua Jet or Dive into Aerial Ace, both of which also won't miss with Hustle. Aqua Jet and Aerial Ace won't miss with Hustle, so you don't even have to use Dive in theory, although, I mean, you probably should, because Surf with Hustle sets is kind of redundant. But, I mean, there's so many fucking creative ways you can play this guy around with. Like, you can run Motor Drive with physical stuff, whatever it is. I mean, there's so many ways. You can activate different, HP ranges for different Pokemon on the boss's team. You can use the Motor Drive cheese for one Pokemon, and then later on in the fight, do some Hustle shenanigans. So that's all really fun, because you do get Roost to heal yourself, right? So you can definitely take advantage of that. You've also got U-turn and Flip Turn, both of which don't miss with Hustle either and are just good, strong pivot moves. Other utility stuff, which you can use with like Stockpile, bulky sets like Acid Reflux, dropping Spadef and Poisoning, and all this other fun stuff. So even like Brine synergizes really well with Gold Missile too. So lots of really fun ways you can run Cramorant, man. Super, super creative. You can just get super creative with him. He's also got some cool loaded dice shenanigans with like Icicle Spear, Bullet Seed, Fury Peck's Pummel, and Wallop. So that's all pretty cool too. Acrobatics also doesn't miss with Hustle, also synergizes nicely with Simple plus Engorge and other stuff. Eating your berry and Acrobatics is a good combo. So yeah, super fun Pokemon. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you if you made it all the way to the end. Hopefully my blunder didn't confuse people too much. I don't want to get things mixed up too much, but that is how it works. I did explain it well the second time. So yeah, all right. Make sure you drop a comment if you made it to the end. Peace.